Hi, everybody. It's Mary Pat Knight with Leaders Inspired, and it's Transformation Tuesday. So last week, we talked about the topic of silence is golden and when it's appropriate to be silent. This week, I want to talk about when silence is not golden and what is your responsibility to speak up rather than to remain quiet. And this topic is born out of a couple of conversations I had with some of my client groups recently. And we were talking about what is your responsibility when you walk into a room and you realize people are gossiping? Or what is your responsibility when somebody is telling or about to tell an off-color joke? What is your responsibility? And I get a lot of, I couldn't say anything. They'll say stuff about me, or, that will move me into conflict. It'll make my life hard. And I'll ask the question again, and I'll ask it of you. What is your responsibility when you walk into a situation when somebody is gossiping or somebody is telling an off-color joke? Now, if you're in leadership, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to use your voice in a responsible way. And by that, I mean, you're not going to criticize or judge or condemn or shame or make somebody feel awful. You're simply going to stop the conversation. And there's a couple of ways that you could do it. I mean, you could simply say, let's not gossip about them. Or you could soften it and say, let's talk about something else. Or you could redirect the conversation by simply offering a new topic to talk about. What did you do over the weekend? Oh, love that sweater. Where did you buy it? Et cetera, et cetera. If the gossip persists, you have a higher level of responsibility to speak up. It escalates, at which point you really could bring attention to the gossip, which is, it doesn't feel good to be talking about this person when they're not here. Can we talk about something else? You see, that doesn't make the other person wrong or bad or sick or ugly. It just simply says, this is not something that I tolerate. So here's what happens a lot of times in our companies. We don't say anything, and especially if we're in a leadership position, we don't say anything. And what have we done? We've basically given tacit approval that gossip is okay. We've never drawn attention to it. We've never said this isn't acceptable. Please stop. Let's talk about something else. And so the gossip can continue and continue and continue. Pretty soon they might be gossiping about you. Oh well, at the end of the day, gossip breeds dissension and mistrust. It creates fractions. It creates teams of people against other teams. Your responsibility as a leader is to use your voice and use it responsibly. Now let's talk really briefly about the off-color joke. That's really another topic, especially if it's racist or sexist or homophobic or any which way, which could move you into a situation that could bring legal issues to your company. You have to stop it in its track. Maya Angelou has been known for asking people to leave her home when they begin to tell off-color jokes or make those kinds of remarks. Maya Angelou used to tell people, please leave. I don't advocate that you go that far, but I do advocate that you use your voice by bringing attention to it, by saying, I don't like those kind of jokes. Please don't tell them in my presence. That type of joke offends me. Can we talk about something else? And if you have to escalate it up the chain to human resources or to another person who can address it from a legal perspective, it's your responsibility to do so. So silence is golden, unless you have to use your voice because you're 100% responsible for what you tolerate in your environment. And if you don't use your voice to stop gossip or off-color joking or comments, then you're tacitly giving approval that it's okay, and it's not. As a leader, you have an opportunity to use your voice, support someone to go to a higher level of conversation. So happy Transformation Tuesday. This is the week to use your voice. Good luck. We'll see you next week.